So, you want to break into the hyper-competitive European fashion market from the outside. It seems like an impossible task, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a remarkably clever real-world business plan that does just that.
First, we'll size up the massive opportunity, and then we'll navigate the tricky challenges. Next, we'll unveil the ingenious core strategy, check out the best digital storefronts, and finally, we'll boil it all down into a universal formula for global trade.
All right, let's kick things off with Europe's digital gold rush. And I'm not kidding. We're talking about a market with almost 500 million potential customers, a huge chance for incredible growth, and it's pretty much all happening online. Now, to really wrap your head around the scale of this, you have to start with this number. By 2028, nearly 60% of all online sales worldwide will happen on marketplaces. This isn't just a trend, it's a massive shift that is completely rewriting the rules of retail.
And this shift plays out in some really powerful ways in specific niches. The market for winter wear alone is set to grow by a staggering $17.5 billion. This just shows the colossal potential that's hidden in focus segments, kind of like the natural wool thermalwear that's at the heart of our case study.
And this chart, it brilliantly illustrates where the smart money is heading. While the general fashion market grows at a steady 2 to 4% a year, the niche for sustainable underwear is just exploding at 12%. It tells you consumers are actively looking for natural, ethical products, and yeah, they're willing to pay for them. So, the opportunity is clearly massive. But for a company outside the EU trying to sell into this market is like trying to navigate a giant labyrinth, one that's filled with logistical puzzles and regulatory traps. First up, you're hit with a logistical nightmare. You have dozens of countries, and each has its own language, its own preferred payment methods, and its own favorite delivery services. A strategy that works perfectly in Germany could be a complete disaster in France or Italy. And then, layered right on top of that, is a complex web of regulations. You've got super strict GDPR data privacy laws, you've got REACH standards for chemical safety, and on top of that, a bafflingly complex VAT system that's different in every country. One little mistake here can be incredibly costly. This all leads to the big question, doesn't it? Is there a way to cut through all this complexity? How can a producer from anywhere in the world get into this lucrative market without getting hopelessly tangled in the maze? Well, the answer is what we're calling the Bangladesh Andorra strategy. The core of this plan is a really elegant, two-part approach that solves both the logistical and the financial challenges in one clever move. The strategy pairs two locations. On one side, you have Bangladesh. It offers low labor costs, incredible expertise in textiles, and, most importantly, duty-free access to the EU market. That's a huge deal. On the other side, you have Andorra. It becomes the central logistics hub, letting you import everything to one place and then distribute it across Europe. So you effectively turn dozens of chaotic markets into one streamlined system. The financial model is just as clever. It's called a returnable investment. So instead of the startup capital just being spent on stuff like rent, it's used to buy the first shipment of product from your own factory in Bangladesh. The money basically makes a full circle, returning to the founder as payment for the goods. It's a highly efficient, super low-risk way to get started. So in practice, the operational flow is beautifully simple. First, you establish your company in Andorra. Then, you use its capital to buy your own wool thermalwear from Bangladesh. Third, you import the entire shipment to your warehouse in Andorra. And from there, you distribute to customers all across Europe. Simple, clear, and really effective. So, with production and logistics elegantly solved, we have one final piece of the puzzle: choosing the right digital storefronts to actually reach European consumers. And this choice is a strategic one. Amazon gives you massive scale, but the competition is brutal. Etsy is perfect if you want to position your natural wool products as unique craft-style items. And then there's Zalando, a fashion-focused titan. For a brand selling something like natural wool thermalwear, Zalando is a particularly powerful choice. It has over 50 million active users who are specifically looking for fashion, and the platform has a huge focus on sustainability, which aligns perfectly with the product. More importantly, it offers tools that level the playing field. Its fulfillment services can handle all that complex pan-European shipping for you, directly solving the logistical maze we talked about. And its ad tools allow a new brand to target very specific customer segments and get visibility right from the start. So here's the crucial point. This entire, very specific case study
can be broken down into a repeatable formula, one that can be applied to almost any product and any international market.
And here it is. First, find your pair. Combine a country with a production advantage and another with a logistics advantage. Second, centralize operations. Turn chaos into clarity. Third, know the locals. Do your homework and really understand local rules and habits. And finally, choose your channels wisely. Pick the sales platforms with surgical precision. You see, this strategy is more than just a single business plan. It reveals a universal principle. It leaves us with a final, fascinating question to think about. The Bangladesh-Andorra pairing is powerful, for sure, but what other combinations exist? Maybe a production hub like Vietnam paired with a logistics hub like Singapore. The future of global trade might just belong to those who can find that next smart combination.